Today, let's look at the last time the Democrats won 3 consecutive elections for the governor in each state. We're going to break it down by decade. At the top, I've got 10 tiers of shading, starting in the 2020s, going all the way back before the 1950s, and then maybe there's a state where it's never happened. Now, this took some time to put together, and it seems like every time I do one of these videos, something slips through that I didn't see. So let's hope it's good, but we're going to go quickly through these states. We're not going to cover the winners. We're not going to cover the margins. It's just the last time Dems won 3 in a row. A bunch of these states, they've got an active streak of 3. So we'll start in the 2020s. Let's plug in the states where Dems have that active streak. We've got Hawaii. Then at the West Coast, it's Washington, it's Oregon, and it's California. A little bit off the coast, we've got Colorado. Then we'll go out to the East Coast. We've got Connecticut. Then neighboring Rhode Island. And it's also Delaware. Then we've got Minnesota. Then back east, it's New York and Pennsylvania. Then we'll go southeast and plug in North Carolina. Then the last state here got this status back in the last elections in 25. That's the Garden State, it's New Jersey. Dems have now won 3 in a row here since Chris Christie left office. Now let's go back one more decade, the 2010s. The first state is Illinois. Then along the northern border, it's Montana. Then in the northeast, we've got New Hampshire. And it's also neighboring Vermont. The last state here is a super red one. It's West Virginia. And you probably know the story now, but Dems used to have a lot of success here statewide. And the reason this streak continued into 2016 was Jim Justice won as a Democrat, but he later switched to be a Republican. It doesn't look like Dems are going to get that streak back anytime soon. Let's go back another decade, the 2000s. We've got 3 states in the similar part of the country. They didn't do it during the same year, but we've got Indiana, Iowa, and Missouri. Now we'll go back to the last century, the 1990s. There's going to be some more red states in here now. We've got Idaho, Wyoming, Arkansas, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana. Then a purple state, it's Nevada. And the last state here is a blue one. It's Maryland. Dems currently have 1 win in a row. They're likely to get 2. They could easily get 3 in the future. But the last time they strung 3 together was in 1998. Next, we'll go back into the 1980s. The first state here is Virginia. The last time Dems did 3 in a row was 1989. Then more red states. We've got Oklahoma, New Mexico, Mississippi. One blue state in here is Massachusetts. Then Florida, Arizona, Alabama, and finally, Utah in 1980. The big surprise there is Massachusetts. It's a blue state, but they do like their Republican governors, at least not enough to give the Dems 3 in a row. Next, we'll go back into the 1970s. First up is Texas, then North Dakota and South Dakota. Then we're going to do Kansas, and back then there were 2-year terms here for governor. Last state here is South Carolina. Next, we'll do the 1960s. First is Tennessee. The year there was 1966. Then we've got Nebraska, followed by Wisconsin and Michigan. Now, all 3 of those states also way back then had 2-year terms for governor, so it made it easier to win 3 in a row. Only a few states left. Let's go back into the 1950s now. And this time the state is Ohio. The year is 1954, and I double and triple checked it, but it has been a long time here since Dems have won 3 in a row. And also back then, again, it was 2-year terms for governor. The second highest tier before the 1950s, we've got one state here. It's in the northeast corner. It's Maine. Now, this one was completely surprising to me, but the year is actually way back. It's not 1950. It's actually 1850. And I had to look this one over again. But a lot of Republican wins, a lot of independents. Dems haven't won 3 in a row here in more than 170 years. And the kicker here is there wasn't even 2-year terms for governor back then. It was just 1-year terms. So that is absolutely pathetic. I would have thought the Dems would have done it way more recently than that. The last state you're staring at right in the face, not too much of a shock, it's Alaska. Now, that's never happened. The Dems did win 2 in a row, ending in 1986. Of course, the state is much newer. Dems have had way fewer opportunities. Plus, it's kind of a red state. So that's the entire map. And even though Dems have never done it in Alaska, I think Maine and Ohio are far more embarrassing. Those streaks go back longer than Alaska's been a state, especially in Maine. And that really does seem like it's kind of a typo, 1850. Now, the good news for the Dems is they can end that streak this year in 26. If they do win that open seat for governor, then that embarrassing stain is going to be wiped away. I think it's likely to happen, but it's not a guarantee. And if you like streaks, then you're going to really hope an independent or a Republican wins that race in Maine. Other than that, as usual, there's a couple of blue states and a couple of red states you think would have done it more recently or more farther back, but that's what happens when you've got 50 states and tons of decades to see what happens. So this is pretty much a heat map of where the Dems have won 3 in a row for governor. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. If you go back far enough, you'd think pretty much every state has done it in the past 40 or 50 years, but there's a few exceptions for sure. A lot of times you could win 2 in a row, but getting that third one is something else. So some of these streaks might go on for many more decades. Others might snap this year or in the next couple of years. So hopefully there's no mistakes. But either way, this is the map of the last time the Democrats have won 3 consecutive elections for governor. So let me know in the comments. What do you think about any of this data? Which 2 or 3 states surprise you the most? Which surprise you the least? What do you think about any of this data? Let me know down below. On your way out, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join if you'd like to support the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.